Does running cause you lower back pain? This is why and how you fix it. More than likely, you have an excessive arch in your lower back while you run, which makes your lower back absorb a lot more of the shock when you land. It's caused by having tight hip flexors. When you have tight hip flexors, it pulls your pelvis forward, but as you can see in this diagram, it also attaches to your lower back. So when that muscle gets tight, it pulls your lower back forward as well. So what you need to do to resolve this lower back pain is stretch your hip flexors and your adductors, which are right here on the inner thigh area. And also the most important thing is strengthening your core in its ability to resist the arch in your lower back. And this is how you're gonna do it. Starting with a hip flexor stretch, it's really important that you master this first step. You need to be able to tuck your pelvis like this. If you just lean forward like this, you can see how that I'm arching my back. I even feel a little bit of pressure back here. That is not going to help you. You need to be able to tuck that pelvis, hold, and then lean forward or jam your hip forward a little bit. That should really intensify the stretch on your hip flexor or the front of your leg. You're gonna hold for 10 to 15 seconds, doing 4 to 5 rounds of that. Make sure you target both sides. Next is going to be the adductor stretch. You're gonna be in a tall kneeling position still, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna shift your weight off to a 45-degree angle. You can start body weight, but make sure you tuck that pelvis a little bit and then lean to the side. You should feel a big stretch on the inner thigh area up into your groin. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds and come back. If you want to intensify that, you can add a little bit of weight just to make it a little bit more of a stretch, but make sure you tuck that pelvis and then lean to that 45-degree angle and hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Again, 4 to 5 rounds. Don't forget the other side. Now for the core exercises, it's really important that you don't feel tension in the front of your hips or in your lower back. The whole goal is to resist arching your lower back. We're gonna start easy and then get into the hard variations. If once we get to the harder variation, you start to feel your back or your hip flexors, just take a step back and stay at that level until you feel really confident moving to the next level. You're gonna start with just laying flat on your back. From here, you're gonna put your arms overhead, and then you're gonna lift your shoulders off of the ground, keeping your arms overhead. Hold that for 30 seconds. If you feel like that's too easy, you can go ahead and lift your legs. Actually, let's make it a minute. Make it nice and hard and embrace the burn. If you're in between those two, like you feel like this one's too hard, but the other one's too easy, you can go into this variation and hold, and if you want to start making it harder, you can slowly start inching your way out further and further. But again, holding for a minute, doing 5 rounds. If you want something even more challenging, you can do this exercise. You're gonna sit right on the downslope of the Bosu ball. From there, you're gonna lay back. Once you're there, you should feel the center of the ball in the middle of your back. Then you're gonna reach up towards the ceiling, hold that position, and lift one leg at a time, trying to maintain that. Make sure that you don't let yourself start to arch over the Bosu ball. If this is still too easy for you, you can start to move your limbs. You can go one arm back at a time, and then you can do one leg at a time. You can see how wobbly this is and how tricky it is, making sure you keep your core engaged the entire time. And if that's still too easy, you can try going both arms and both legs, go back and forth. Or if you want to mimic the running pattern, you can do opposite arm, opposite leg. Obviously, doing both arms and both legs at the same time is going to be the hardest. Embrace the burn and give yourself a challenge. Those are the stretches and exercises I do with my running patients, and they have a lot of success with them. Typically, when my patient comes in with lower back pain while running, they also have it when they're standing for a long period of time. I've already made a video on that. If that's you, I'll put it right down here so you can check that video out and get other variations of exercises and stretches that you can do to help yourself out. If you have any questions for me, drop a comment. I'd love to help you. Until next time, keep moving, or maybe I should say keep running, and enjoy the rest of your day.